Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Before we leave the stage, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you a gentleman that I've wanted to bring to the Freedom Fest for several years, ever since I met him. I was just so amazed to have the opportunity to meet the person who designed our country's flag. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to Skidmore, Missouri, the designer of the original 50-star flag from the great state of Ohio, Mr. Bob Heft.
You know, I want to say a few things before we do something very special. I've traveled all over this country, all over this world. I've met entertainers that live in Hollywood, Nashville, but from my heart I want to tell you, you have one of the greatest not only entertainers, but somebody that deeply believes in what he's out here doing, saluting the people that need to be saluted in our country, and sometimes the people that I feel are forgotten, and that's the veterans that have fought for that flag and fought for our country. I think probably to be here in Skidmore, and a couple years ago when I made the arrangements for this time, I didn't know what was going on in this world, and neither did you. Today is a very historic time in our world. We buried a princess. Mother Teresa died. But I feel that being here in Skidmore, for me personally, it makes me feel great to be with the people that I believe in very deeply. And I know most Americans do, but damn it, we don't show it like we should. We are living in a country today, and I got a couple pet projects, and I want to just lay it on the line to you before we do something special. But it sort of gets me when the Supreme Court of this country, in a 5-4 decision, says it's all right to burn the flag. In a 5-4 decision. Simply put, the Supreme Court made the supreme mistake in doing that. It's terrible when we call that freedom of expression. Believe me, burning the flag of our country, it has nothing to do with speech. It's a smokescreen by, I think, the news media. And if in Washington today, if they would spend 1/10 the amount of money in bringing back the knowledge, the bodies, and the memories of the lost veterans left overseas, if they would spend 1/10 the money that they're spending to investigate our elected officials, that would be a lot of money, and we would not only be bringing back those lost soldiers overseas, we'd be doing it on Air Force's top planes or charter planes in first-class style. And that's what it should be, is all we want is an answer. This bracelet I have on here, and it's ironic to have to come to Skidmore to find this out. I was speaking in Cleveland, Ohio, many years ago at the POWMIA convention, and a man and a woman came up to me and gave me this bracelet, and they hugged me for my comments about our flag. But the thing is, it was their son. And yesterday, looking at the wall, and I was just walking by where they had the computers and everything like that, and a lady picked up the name on that and ran a computer printout. And I wear that bracelet because his mom and dad, as all they said at that time, we hope he's alive, but we just want to know. And so to all of you out there that have fought for our country, I don't care whether it's World War II or what war it's been, if you've had a uniform on, this country owes you a great debt of gratitude. And you're the lucky ones, you came back. But we deserve an answer as Americans to know what is the true story, and it's about time that Washington quits dragging their feet and lets us know and does everything humanly possible to bring those memories or the bodies back to America. This flag here is the original flag I made as a 17-year-old high school junior. It's been all over the world. It's flown over 131 American embassies around the world. It's flown over all 50 state capitol buildings, the Battleship Memorial in Pearl Harbor, just about every famous place, Philadelphia, the United Nations, the White House. I've been with 9 presidents. I've been to the White House 13 times. I've flown on Air Force One. And Britt, I got to tell you, I didn't have to pay $100,000 to do that also. This flag is kept in a glass case, but something I want to do here in Skidmore, I'm going to take it out of this case. I don't do this very often. And we're going to have, I think, the national anthem to the original flag of our country. It cost me $2.87 to make, took 12 and a half hours, and is insured today for $500,000. So, Britt, if you would help me in displaying the original flag of our country. It's a little tattered, it's a little torn. The red isn't as red, the white isn't as pure, but this is the most widely flown flag in our nation's history. It's the very first one I made on my living room floor, and my mother gave me hell because I cut up a 48-star flag to do it, but this is it. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we'll go from here.
Marty, pull your mic over here. Would you all please stand for our national anthem? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bumpers singing in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Again, I'd like to thank Britt and the entire committee here. I've done a lot of traveling. I've never had a better reception with more friendly people. I'm going to be in the back, and I have some papers that tells the story about designing the flag. I don't want to take that time now. I'd be glad to sign them for you. And again, to all of you out there that came to Skidmore, and I've talked to people from Tampa, Florida, from California, but to all of you, keep the spirit alive. We have a job to do. And BRITT Small is doing everything he can, and I know a lot of you Vietnam veterans are also. God bless all of you. The flag of our country is not a perfect country, but by far and away, it's the greatest country God put on this earth, and it's worth fighting for. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Heft, the designer of the 50-star flag. And now you can say that you have done something that very few people in this country have had the opportunity to do, and that is to stand in front of the original flag and sing the national anthem to it. I congratulate you on a singular experience here in Skidmore, Missouri.